Alright, you guys. So I'm gonna do half of this dream. I It's too long. I did write it down earlier this morning, and I seen some things visually that caught my attention. So earlier today, I want to take some screenshots of those things. Okay. But in the dream, there was a person that said Israel is basically kind of like a storm epicenter. Okay. And there was a female in the dream, and she was like, she told him, well, I know they do child, I know they have child trafficking, but like I don't know about the storm epicenter. Epicenter wasn't the word, but I can't think of the word specifically. And then, as to support the guy who told, the girl, I told the girl, I said, my ex-husband's from Jordan, and right now it's extremely hot in that area. So he's right. He's right about Israel being like the the epicenter of, like, it's like a storm prone area. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. And then, so she listened, and then I seen a map. Okay. I seen a map, and then the vision ended. So let me show you what I seen on the map. Okay. So this is Israel, and below it is the Red Sea. All right. But in the dream, Israel was dead center on the world map. Okay. Let's just pretend that all these countries surrounding this red circle are all the countries in the world. Okay. Just for the sake of this video. And where the black circle is drawn is where Israel is, and the Red Sea. Okay. I hope I got that right, because this is small. This red circle, if it were in the place where it should be, would have covered the bottom half of Israel and part of the Red Sea. Okay. But for the sake of this video and how I saw it in the dream, okay, you would think that India actually was Israel, and this red circle would be covering the bottom half of India, and it would be in the Indian Ocean. But I knew it was the Israel was strategically placed in the dead center of the world map, and had this very red, it would seem to signify like a tropical storm area, but the whole thing was red. Okay, the whole thing was red, like a hot spot. Maybe that was the word in the dream, a hot spot, not so much an epicenter. And I don't know. Like I said, you guys, the black dot is where, the black circle is where Israel actually is. And but when I seen it on a map, if you were to go by like the real map, it would actually be like India and part of the Indian Ocean. Like, the countries, the map in the dream didn't like show all the countries. I could just remember this red dot signifying a hot spot, if you will, covering the bottom half of Israel, and it being kind of in the ocean and kind of covering the bottom half of Israel. And all these countries surrounded it, and Israel being actually the very center of the world map, okay? I hope I explained that well. So, if this red dot were actually over Israel, and part of the sea would actually be like the Red Sea in the bottom half of Israel. I hope I explained that right. Okay. Well, it looks like the bottom half of Gaza, of Israel, it may include Gaza and parts of Jerusalem and so on and so forth. All right. So the dream ended there. It was really long. It was really detailed. I've gotten some confirmations on it. I just don't feel like going through the whole dream. I did write it down. I have it in my notes. Maybe when I get more confirmations. So you see how this area, this is from a video about a supercell that apparently has been sitting over Texas. I feel like maybe 3 days, or I'm not even sure. This is not even the same video. This is just two different videos of the same supercell, I guess. When I seen it in the dream, you see how it has all the different colors to signify a system. I'm telling you, this whole area over Israel was red. Okay, it was red. And Sherry called me. These are just screenshots of just certain things that happened, certain things that caught my attention visually. Okay, so I just took screenshots of them, all right? Because of how I seen this map in the dream. And like I said, this was supposed to signify some type of like storm system, you guys. Felt like maybe the word was hotspot. And I seen this too. This is about the earthquake that happened today in Mexico. Somebody said it took place in the Ring of Fire. Okay, that caught my attention later on this evening when I heard that. So Sherry was telling me about the sex trafficking and how basically Israel as a whole, well, I can't say as a whole, but in general is an unbelieving nation, and how it's not really I don't want how to sum it up, because I don't want to mix up her words, how it's kind of like interfering in the salvation of the children of God, or their, what'd she say? She said something, guys, and I'm so tired. But while she was explaining this, her interpretation of the child trafficking that was taking place in Israel that the girl mentioned, I saw this. And this red was the red that I seen on that map. This is Pastor J.D. Farag. He picked this out yesterday. Okay. Of course, the Ring of Fire is not over here. But just things that happened today. Red is the color of war. This whole thing was red. There weren't different colors. I thought a cup of trembling. I also, when I woke up, I feel like I remember years ago when I used to watch Perry Stone, he said that Israel, if not specifically Jerusalem, but Israel is dead center on the world map. And how true that is, or if that was even him who said it. I feel like it was him who said it, but or God's name is directly in the middle of Israel or Jerusalem. Something to that effect, you guys. But I just wanted to make this video. Maybe I'll do the other half tomorrow. It was very detailed, and this is what I could really remember. I could really remember. It was pretty vivid, so I wrote it down in my notes here on my phone. Just makes me think that a lot of things are about to pop off with Israel, Turkey, Syria, India, China, North Korea, South Korea, all of them being in the news here recently. Zechariah 12 says, "The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling until all the people round about it, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem. In that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it." Okay. That red makes me think about war, and that red makes me think about how Jerusalem, the house, specifically strategically placed in my dream as being the dead center of the world map. Just makes me think about all the nations that would try to come against it and surround it. What is it? Gog Magog war? Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. All right. I just wanted to put this out there. Many videos I want to make. Maybe I'll upload one more that I did earlier today. Okay. Talk with you later.